Hello, welcome to the Rio Gaming Nexus YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.
Part 2 Marvel's Zombies The Cosmic Hunger. The eerie silence of a world stripped bare hung in the air as Iron Man, now the Iron Ghoul, fired a repulsor beam into the rising sun. This wasn't a call for help, not even close. It was a signal, a primal cry echoing across the desolate globe. They had won the fight, but at what cost? The heroes had consumed the very essence of humanity, and now a gnawing hunger clawed at their insides. They had devoured the population of Earth, but now they were left starved and hollow. For weeks, the scattered remnants of the Galactic Avengers, Zombie Hulk, Zombie Thor, Zombie Captain America, and Iron Ghoul had been scavenging through the ruins of civilization, desperately picking over the bones of what once was. Picture this: the Hulk, once a powerhouse of rage and strength, now reduced to a low, pained groan of hunger. Thor's decaying hand still clutched Mjolnir, but it was no longer a weapon of honor. It had become a twisted tool, a mere club for breaking into the last few bunkers where survivors might be hiding. It's heartbreaking, right? There's no glory in this, just the relentless ache of an empty stomach. Their intelligence, remnants of their heroic minds, was a cruel twist of fate. They weren't just shambling corpses. They were painfully aware of their hunger and the atrocities they had committed. It's like being trapped in a nightmare where you know exactly what you've done, but there's no waking up. Zombie Captain America, his jaw hanging by a thread, rasped out the words, "We need more." Standing on the ruined pedestal of the Statue of Liberty, he gazed out at the vast empty ocean, his eyes reflecting a mix of desperation and longing. It's gut-wrenching to think about how far he's fallen from the symbol of hope he once represented. Then Iron Ghoul chimed in, transmitting through a damaged array in his helmet. His voice crackled with static, sounding almost like a ghost from the past. The stars, I saw them, other planets, other food. Can you imagine that? The thought of looking up at the stars and realizing there might be more out there, waiting to be devoured. Reed Richards, the zombie Mr. Fantastic, was the one who cracked the logistical nightmare. Even with his brain mostly turned to mush, flashes of his genius still flickered. In the wreckage of the Baxter Building, he stretched his decaying, rubbery form across miles of junked machinery, cobbling together a colossal beacon that fed directly into Iron Ghoul's armor. "They'll come to us," he groaned, his body vibrating with effort, his head flopping uselessly, "or we go to them." This plan was nothing short of audacious. It was horrific and brilliant all at once. They were going to use their twisted intellect and technology to find their next meal. The repulsor beacon was a lure, a beacon in the dark, but they needed a vessel to carry out their sinister mission. So the group, the four core Avengers, plus a skeletal Wolverine and a grotesquely bloated zombie giant man, set off for the remnants of the Kree Empire's abandoned shipyard on the moon. They were driven by an insatiable need, a hunger that was all-consuming. Among the alien wreckage, they found it, a partially functional Kree warship, massive and angular, just waiting for a makeover. Giant man's size and Iron Ghoul's technical know-how were a perfect match for the job. The zombie Hulk's unlimited strength became the engine of construction, hoisting massive steel beams and snapping them into place like they were mere twigs. It was a sight to behold, a grotesque ballet of destruction and creation. As they worked, an ominous shadow loomed over the moon's surface. A faint glimmer of gold caught their attention, a ship unlike anything Earth had ever seen, shimmering into existence near Jupiter. Norinrad, the Silver Surfer, had returned, searching for the energy signature of the planet eater, Galactus, but what he found was far worse than a world consumed. He stumbled upon a world that had consumed itself. Can you imagine the horror of witnessing the heroes you once admired reduced to this? The surfer landed near the shipyard, his board slicing through the lunar dust. As he observed the zombie heroes laboring away, a chill of true dread washed over him. For the first time, he felt the weight of despair. He was instantly swarmed. The fight was swift and brutal. The surfer's cosmic power was immense, but he was up against opponents who felt no pain, who didn't tire, and who possessed the strength of gods and geniuses. Thor brought Mjolnir down with cosmic force, and Captain America hurled his decaying shield with all the might he could muster, but it was the Hulk who delivered the decisive blow. Leaping with a soundless roar, he snatched the surfer's metallic board right from his grasp. As the surfer fell, vulnerable for just a moment, the zombie heroes descended upon him like a pack of ravenous wolves. When they were done, only the bones of the board remained, left to rot in the lunar dust. Iron Ghoul, his helmet's red eyes glowing with a renewed sense of purpose, hovered slightly above the ground, energized by the chaos. Fuel, he transmitted, a wet, rattling chuckle escaping his rotting lips. We have the cosmic power, with the energy of the Silver Surfer coursing through the Kree warship. The self-proclaimed Galactic Avengers readied themselves for launch. Their focus was razor-sharp, zeroing in on one singular objective, finding their next feast. Earth was dead, but the universe? It was ripe for the taking. As the ship roared to life, breaking the silence of space, zombie Captain America's voice crackled one last time over the coms, echoing not justice, but a terrifying promise to infinity and beyond. And just like that, the hunt began. The once heroes, now monsters, were set on a path that could lead to unimaginable chaos. What do you think will happen next? Will they find their next meal, or will they face something even more terrifying in the vastness of space? The cosmic hunger continues.